All right, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3. The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plains. The ants in France stay mainly in Japan. Good morning. Comment allez-vous? Jumbo? Ohio? Ni hao? Oh. That's sore in my throat. Hey, good morning. So let's get on with it. My name is Wayne McDonald. I'm a currency trader. Welcome to Forex.Today, the YouTube community of more than 18,000 traders just like you, trying to improve, trying to increase profitability. But we're on the get rich slow scheme, focused on patience and discipline, and looking at trading Forex not like a lottery, or a casino, but instead of as an opportunity to create value for you and your clients through solid research and analysis, developing a bias, and having the patience and discipline to execute it accordingly. Let's go. Let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money cannot afford to lose. As mentioned, my name is Wayne. I am a currency trader. I've been doing Forex for about 20 years. Before that, I was a venture capitalist. Before that, I was a high-tech entrepreneur in the Inc. magazine Top 100 Startups edition of 1999. Yeah. Or how about this one? This one was a big one for me. I was in the National Post. It's the Canadian newspaper published all over Canada, and they wrote an article just about me, about the brain drain from Canada. All the big minds going to America. Very interesting. Anyways, so there's a little bit about me. Oh, I used to work at NASA, and I used to work with George Soros. Nice. Cool. So I am here to share these experiences and more with you so that you can learn technical and fundamental analysis. Pretty simple. Why would you do that? So you can plan your trades in advance. The goal here is consistent returns over long periods of time with changing market conditions. Low volatility. Nuno says, kind of famous. I don't know about that. But yeah. Forex is my second career. That before it was high-tech startups and financing. This is sort of like my second gig. Yeah. Sorry, that's the strep throat talking. I'd like to thank Traders Way for being part of our community as well. You're going to need a broker that you trust. Why don't you start there? They've earned my loyalty. I think if you open a demo account and place some trades on either MT4 or MT5 over periods of time, I believe they'll earn your loyalty and respect as well. Am I having... Oh, my God. Is my router going down again? My $5,000 router? It's doing enough. Sucks, though. It's only working at 10% capacity. I'm getting all kinds of YouTube warnings and stuff. Yeah, it keeps cutting. I'm sorry. I ordered a fix. It's supposed to be here tomorrow. My $1 million router, which used to work awesome, now needs to be rebooted once a day. I don't get it. But it's either the router or the modem. Maybe it's just the modem, but they're all good stuff. They're all Nighthawks. It says open widget, and I believe if I click that, it does nothing. Hang on. Stream status is poor. Yeah, it should be enough. Stream settings. Anyway, sorry. Nothing I could really do about it now. Like I said, the fix I ordered several days ago, and it should arrive tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. Right now, dollar generally weak. Yen got really, really strong. And remember, it looked like everything except euro was weak yesterday, so a little bit of recovery out of the Kiwi. But then Swissy went from weak to strong. Yen went from weak to strong. We don't really like that stuff. That's risk-off stuff. No, it is my router. So normally I'm pulling 600 and I'm only pulling 60 right now. So I'm down 90%. So if I just rebooted it would be fine, but then I'd lose the stream. So we'll just get through it. I'm not going to stream for very long today. Having strep throat kind of hinders things. All right. So anyways, things have changed a little bit. Now, yesterday we had that big drop in Bitcoin, and we were talking about 30 being the bottom, and sure enough, 30 was a bottom yesterday. How interesting was that, huh? Okay. And if you recall the conversation, it's not that this was S0 or S-1 or something. It's that when something is moving non-technically, when there's a fundamental change in the market, and often I talk about this as being like a tsunami or something, right? You need to back away from technical indicators because the market's not trading technically. Like someone said yesterday, they shorted Bitcoin at some technical level. And I'm like, okay, great. So you shorted and you're making a ton of money, but don't think that that's because your trade was so awesome. Something fundamentally, or let's say non-technical, has occurred, right? I heard, was it 700,000 people had their crypto accounts blow up yesterday on this move? Did you guys hear the same thing? 700,000 traders blew up their account yesterday on this Bitcoin. Bunch of idiots. So, good riddance. Yeah. How funny, huh? Well, stupid is as stupid does. So if you're paying too much for it, buying it high with lots of leverage and you ain't got no money, was it 900,000? Good. I have no sympathy. Okay. I do my best every single day. I'm here every day. I'm sick today. I'm still here because I'm trying to teach you how to make better decisions. But anyways. Okay. But what do you think would happen to a degenerate gambler? Okay. Yep. In my opinion, the people that are making this massive amount of money in Bitcoin, they bought it when it was 50 cents. And now they make, 20,000% return on investment. Buying it at 60,000 with leverage, once again, it's like a million years late and there's no value add. There's no alpha. It's silly. What do you think? Now, some people are still talking it up like Bitcoin's going to go to $500,000. Okay, whatever. No comment. The bigger thing is, are you going to buy it? So remember yesterday I was talking about playing the psych levels, not technical levels, pure psych level. And I said, for me, that would be 30,000, and then the next one would be 25. Okay. Well, Rick says, hey, so how hard is it to use a stop loss? Well, in a lot of platforms, it's not that easy. It's really surprising. The next thing is they don't know. And then the third thing is Bitcoin drops $10,000. And even with the stop loss, that wipes their accounts out because they don't have any money and they're leveraged to the hilt. Okay? It's somebody trying to get rich quick because they read something about Bitcoin. It's foolish. Okay? But I'm telling you, my Porsche mechanic now, when I pull up, he drops all his tools. You can hear the tools hit the ground. He comes running out because he wants to talk crypto with me. That's the world. And he's like, I want to do this and I want to do that. And what if I just put, money in this one, money in that one? And I said, well, the problem is you got like 1,000 of them. So if you put $1,000 in each, and you're going to need $1 million, but you probably make some money, right? But it's just, we're at that level where, yeah, the market needs to be cleaned up. Okay. So anyways, so my point here, let's not talk about the validity of cryptocurrencies. It's fine. They're assets. You can trade. Okay. The issue here, what I'm trying to say is when you get a massive move, okay, a non-technically, non-regular trading day type move, it's foolish to keep using the same tools. You have to understand it's not the market making decisions like, oh, this makes sense. This is a little higher. This is a little low. This is stop losses being hit and the market just collapsing. So in that case, you throw your tools out and you use something that everybody can see. That would be psych levels, 30,000, 25,000. Okay. Sorry, I need to be quiet today. Okay. Gold kicking off the 3A2, breaching the standard deviation from a negative sloping mean. Could be indicative of a change in direction or a change in trend. Also confirms risk on. Okay, this is a risk on play. Now, some people also still trade gold just because of an inflation hedge, but it doesn't make any sense. But they can buy it for whatever reasons. If their fear is unjustified fear, it doesn't matter. It's still fear. So you probably have your grandpa buying gold coins and hoarding them in his basement. WTI, my oh my. Okay, once again, we talked about this weeks ago. It's now moved up. We've hit the top. It's rolled over. And I drew this saying that this is going to be a key turning point, not in price, but in time. That's why it's a vertical line. It's only suggesting that you get ready for this time. I'm a little off here. Let's move. I don't know why it moved. That's the actual time. All right. So that's going to be a key point. Okay. Okay. You have to figure out the riddle. I've asked you 10 times. No, maybe not 10 times. Probably 4 or 5 times. I've asked you to do a very specific type of research. I'd say 5 or 6 times. 5 or 6 times I've already asked you to do the research. This would all make sense if you heeded my advice. And if it's not, like I tell my kids, I'm not going to tell you a 7th time. Feed the dog. Don't make me count to 3. 1. Okay, I'll do the research, Wayne. Right? I mean, if you're not going to do it, you're not going to do it. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to. All right, there's some Brent. What we want to see, I'm not suggesting this, that's all that it says. I actually want Brent to go up. I know I'm a week and a half early maybe, so one more down, but I have a feeling like we just kind of get stuck in a range and then work our way around. But that's what the chart says. Okay, so when I do things like this, it's not my opinion, it's just what the chart says. Okay, what am I going to do, huh? What am I going to do? That's what it says, and that might be true. But at some point, I want Brent to go up. And one of the things we talked about recently, and I think it's over here, Noki. Not this one. Noki. Okay. This says too early. So, once again, find your price. I might be interested up here. I might be interested up here. So I the first thing I do is I kind of do rough edge stuff. I'm like, okay, where's the psych level? Okay, no, the bottom's not really anything amazing. 8.5 might be interesting, but that's even higher. Where's 9? Right? And you start playing around with this. Like, what are the key psych levels? So if we do 8.5, right? 8.5, where is that? Okay, yeah, well, see, I want this to head down. Do I want it to go that high first? No, but I think I could trap this, couldn't I? What do you think, guys? Can we do this, guys? Right, guys? What do you think, guys? Guys. Okay, guys. What do you think, guys? Can we just trap it like this? And plan for an attack on 8.0? Nuno has an unfair advantage, right? You've heard the speech for 10 years in a row, Nuno. Nuno, it's like, I don't even need to do the work. Well, you did the work a long time ago, right? This normal for May seasonality? This has nothing. I don't know. I don't know anything about seasonality for Norway. So the thing is, what are the two plans? Okay. Now, I want you to notice that there's no pivots here, right? And of course, if plan B is higher than plan A, I'm a bear. Super. Darko retracted a statement? What did you say, Darko? Okay, what do you think? Okay. So what you got to do is drop into the smaller time frame and look for rotation. MACD is a pretty good one for that, because what we're looking at really is market, but price is going to turn before market like it did over here, right? So you have to anticipate the the bearish price action before market forces are technically bearish. That's what makes it interesting. So it looks too early now. Okay. Well, the other one, unorthodox, is just simply a psych level, which is probably actually more reliable than anything, once again, because everybody sees it. Okay, so we back out here and we could add a different tool, let's say, or we can adjust the tool we already have. So let's go to indicators, biased pivots, biased pivots, and we can take a look at maybe weekly instead of daily. Okay. And looky. Okay. If you ever wonder what I mean when I say front run, like, oh, we had a front run last week or something, okay? Okay, that's what I mean. Okay, that means in the previous week, okay, we already had 142, okay, as a selling price. And that would have been achieved around Wednesday or Thursday, even though the trade isn't really, it's a Monday trade. But on Wednesday or Thursday, you're already incorporating that knowledge into your trade plans. And that's what this is all about. So you can see by the time you show up on Monday, 80% of the trade already occurred. Okay? And notice by the time you showed up looking for a trade, you know what this is that occurred, looks like on a Monday? The target. And based on the rules of engagement, even though it ended up making a lower low, it doesn't matter. You're already at the mall, right? You're already at the mall buying hot dogs and lemonade. Yeah. Hey, by the way, check this out. It's weird. For the first time in my life, and I'm 73, I bought Reeboks. And I'm like, a Reebok? Who the hell buys Reebok? I never bought a Reebok before. I'm a Nike guy. Oops. Got to get to the right setting. There you go. Yeah, weird. Couldn't find any shoes that I liked. Reeboks, right? Yeah, David. Yeah, I'm not 73. 72 and 3/4. That's right. You got Reeboks. I never bought it. Dude, I remember I had no money, right? I grew up poor. And so I had to have a job if I was going to earn money. And I remember when Bo Jackson came out. Remember the commercial, Nike with Bo Diddley? You don't know Bo. And they had cross trainers, the first cross trainers. They weren't basketball high tops, but they were not running shoes either. Wow, it was really killer. And they had Air in them. Air. Nike Air, the first Nike Airs. And I'm like, fudge. Those are the nicest shoes I've ever seen. I'm like, how much are they? They're $100. $100? Nobody buys $100 shoes. Right? I'm telling you. Like there were no shoes that cost that much at that time. They were the first ones to say, you're going to have to spend $100 on these shoes. It used to be like your mom just like dragged you to a store and you'd just buy whatever shoes and they'd be $32, right? I remember before that, the killer shoes were like kangaroos, and they had little pockets on the side, and you could put your house key in the little pocket on the side of your shoe. And then girls would put little friendship bracelets on your shoelaces. I'm like, oh, these chicks dig me. Look at all my friendship bracelets. That was really killer. But to spend $100, so yeah, I had to get some work, right? And that's when I found dancing. That's when I discovered dancing. And anyways, I earned the money and I bought myself Nike Air, the first pair of Nike Air. This is, I think, before Michael Jordan, right? Anyways, yeah, killer, right? Killer, just really killer. And I was a Nike guy ever since. Freed bought in the stock market third week of May. Yeah, sweet. Yeah, I'm doing all right too. I haven't looked for today, but I hear like the stock market's down, but I think everything but one thing I bought so far is profitable, which is cool. I have too many hills for cycling. I bought a really fancy bike, rode around my neighborhood once, and put the bike in storage. I'm like, frick-a-zee. All right. Aussie never hit my line. Okay, you can see the mediocrity in this one. You can see, I think you can see, anyways, I think you can see what my plan is and how I'm setting this up. And, I got within, gee whiz, 10 pips of an entry. 10 pips plus spread. And I missed it. Okay. This is telling me, okay, that there's a fresh cross, but it's also telling me the 21 is below the 55, okay? But we're essentially neutral is really what's going on here. And you wouldn't use MACD in a situation like this because I already have it trapped range bound, and that's what this is confirming. Okay. Cool. How do you front run in this case? Well, you'd have to say something like when price is moving sideways, is it a bullish market, bearish market, or a neutral market? Let me answer that question, okay, Mohammed? So when you see price moving sideways, what kind of market is it? Another way of saying it is there's no market. If it's not a bullish market and it's not a bearish market, then there's no market. What do you mean neutral? Who's in control here? Nobody. Okay? I want you to think about it that way. What kind of market is a neutral market? That's when nobody's buying. Right? You see what I mean? So a couple of ways to deal with that is kill your market indicators is a good one. Here's another market indicator. If the market is sideways, why would you use it? Okay, so now we only have price indicators. Okay, that's how I would deal with it. I wouldn't trade it on a 4 hour. It's slow as molasses on a cool Georgia morning. But sort of in here, you would play things like hit your line. Okay. Bottomed out. Higher high. Okay. Oops. When you get the higher high, it's the shields up red alert scenario. Hang on, I'm trying to get rid of this. Okay. And there you go. Snap. Okay. Now you take this because it's a new higher high, so you drag that across. Okay. And then you get, if you get a new higher high, then you're going to drag this across. So easy. Come on. Fish are jumping in the canoe, guys. Okay. Okay. So, based on your alpha and your skills and your aggressiveness, you're in one of these. Okay. Just price action, nothing complicated. Capiche? So you're either in here, 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 or you're going to be in there. Now, the interesting thing is, depending on, that's assuming the bullish side of your trade, you're going to stay in it. Okay, you're going to stay in it for a while. Another thing you can do here is say the distance from here to here is technically important, and that we're going to go from there to there and project out. Okay. Hang on, let me get this right. I'm going to use this to this. Okay. All right, let's do this now. Ready? La-di-da-di-da. All right. So what do you notice about the target? Okay. It's the distance from here to here. Okay. What else do you know? Let's see. Mohammed said stochastics. Interesting. All right, let's go there, Mohammed. Have I taught you how to use stochastics? Have you taken the course? Let's see. So we were way out here. Let's say a 15-minute chart. So I don't, okay. This is a buy. Oops. Well, let me mark it here. This is a buy. And this is a buy. I'm not even looking at my charts, by the way. I'm just looking at Stokes. All right, so let me, oh, sure, now it does everything. Okay, let me line these up. Okay, and this one. So I'm not looking at, when I drew these vertical lines, I was only looking at stochastics. Okay, so stochastics say, buy, buy, and buy. So I'm not sure. So you said, but stochastics show a bearish signal. So I don't know what that means. I don't know what you looked at. Right. But that's bullish to me. That's classic FX boot camp. I would, if you took the course 15 years ago, that's what you would have been taught. There's no other signal on there for a bull. Okay. So that there's a free course on my YouTube channel, FX Bootcamp, right? So if you go to youtube.com/FX Bootcamp, one of the videos on the free training course covers that very specifically. Okay, now I missed it by 10 pips. Okay, sorry. Okay, let's take a look here. One of the things I was meditating on yesterday is parity. Provin lost all his money today. Yeah, that's terrible, but most likely you didn't have money to begin with, so it'll be all right, dude. If you lost $20 million and now your family, your children, your mom and dad all have to be kicked out of your penthouse, and you have to live in garbage cans now, that's going to be a very difficult transition, but you deserve it. If you threw all your money and lost it away in one day. Was it Bitcoin? Apparently 890,000 people are just like you. They threw their money away because they didn't do the work. Sorry. I mean, but dude, it was inevitable. If it didn't happen now, it would have happened in a year. Yeah. Yeah. Start again, but think of it as starting a small business. Don't think of it as getting rich quick. It doesn't exist. It's silly. So start again, but think about how you would start a small business. Most people start with a business plan and a budget. So my son is starting a small business. We'll probably have to incorporate once he gets a couple of customers. Guess where he got some financing, but I made him save money. He saved hundreds of dollars, and but I'm helping him out a little bit on some financing, which is normal. Startups get financing, but he's recruiting friends, right? He's building a website. He bought his first domain. He's getting logos designed. He's going to have to print flyers, go door to door, and do sales and marketing. And then he actually has to do the work. So he's going to have to recruit workers and manage the workers and manage the customers and collect the money and pay people. And he has to do the math to figure out costs, and so he's already done a lot of budgeting and stuff. That's how you should look at Forex. So my son and I were out doing some market research for his business, and we saw a family, no joke, standing by the side of the road. It was a dad, and there was like a baby carriage, and they were holding a baby, and they had a sign, and I think they were selling cans of Coke so that they could have money. And I said, look, son, there's two ways of looking at it. Dad's doing whatever he can to get by and take care of his family. I said, he could get a job, because I know every single, there are many businesses in my town that are looking. But, he has to make a choice. Make $12 an hour at Starbucks, or stand here and probably make $20 an hour, not pay taxes, but he has to stand out there with a bucket at Home Depot with his children so that so he looks bad and so he gains sympathy. I said, maybe if he breaks the kid's leg, he can get more sympathy. I said, what's he doing? I'm teaching you how to be rich. And he's inevitably, even though he's hustling to do whatever he can, I'm like, ultimately, he's teaching his children how to be poor. That somehow the begging is better than working. So I don't know if you agree with me or not, but yeah. So I spent the whole day yesterday doing market research and budgeting for my son, and he's a young man, and he's going to start a business, and he laughs at other teenagers that are going to work at Chick-fil-A and make $15 an hour. And he's like, dude, I want to make $100 an hour. I'm like, I like the way you think, son. Let's work on that. Cool. Right, Rick. So that, and they look like they could possibly be immigrants. And, it also made me think, and so my son and I had talked about it. I said, look, in many countries, this is normal. You could go by the local hardware store with your family and stand out there and beg for money. I'm like, it's not really how America works. Right now, there's a shortage of labor. I understand it's difficult when you got a family, you can't send them but ultimately, you should just have a job. You don't need to stand by the road while I shop at Home Depot and beg. I'd rather you contribute to the productivity of the entire country. Right, Diego says, and school doesn't do. Well, so my children, their whole life, probably once a year, they go through, and the school does do entrepreneurial events and stuff. They do a little bit of it, not much though. One of the nonprofits I thought about starting would be to go to schools and teach entrepreneurialism. Okay. From small business management to raising venture capital. Okay. Okay. So my worry is that the dad doesn't know how to do these things, but he knows how to stand by the road and beg, and he's teaching his kids how to stand by the road and beg. Honestly, I don't want to drive through I don't want to live in a society where everyone's standing by the road and begging, and there's help wanted signs everywhere. I just don't like it. I guess that makes me, a rich white cis male Harvard asshole. But I don't like it. All right, there we go. It's kind of sad, but I'd like for people to have the opportunity to be productive. And I know just in that, in the distance of walking, I'm telling you, this guy could walk 5 blocks in every direction and find a job. And it's so competitive right now. If you go to Wendy's, the fast food restaurant, they pay you every day now. If you show up and work your 5-hour shift, they pay you that same day, money in your bank account. So, right? So, in the same way of standing there selling cans of Coke for $1, you get paid instantly in that case. Well, Wendy's will pay you every single day. Okay. Okay, Nuno wants to do USD kitty cat. Let me do euro dollar first. So I've been productive and I have a new trade. Does anyone want to explain the logic of this trade? Let's kill some of these indicators. I don't have any pivots on, so I wouldn't know how to front run if I don't have pivots. Just looking at this. Yeah, Lucas, it's the same here. There's a massive job shortage. I mean, labor shortage. Okay. Yeah, role reversal seems pretty good. Yeah. So we could say something like, this was important to my trade plan. Okay. Now, here's the problem. A lot of people start trading now, don't they? I think I made this point yesterday and the day before, so I won't make a big point of it today. But a lot of people just show up now, Thursday, New York session, and they're like, now you want to buy it. I'm like, what the WTF, dude? Okay. So now we're in that fib war zone, aren't we? Okay. And it's way too late. It's like negligent. You're like, well, Wayne, I'm only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hours late. Wayne, I'm only 12 hours late on a day trade. I'm like, dude, if it was any later, it'd be front running. Like, are you trading tomorrow? Like, golly. How could you be 12 hours late in a 24-hour period? Right? You understand? It's like circling around the world. If you fly any farther, you end up getting closer to home. Right? Like, you couldn't be any later, because if you're 1 minute later, you're actually front running tomorrow. So now you're 12 hours early, but that doesn't sound good either, right? So anyways, to me, it's always a little funny. So let's cut the corner here and let's get in a little earlier. Zoom in is what I'm trying to say. All right. Okay. All right. What would the Wayne do? Okay. That is Shanghai Open. That's London Open. That's resistance. Okay. So now it's do it break or do it not break. Is you or is you not my baby? I don't know. We'll find out. Can't lose. Got a free look at the basket. LeBron James from half court. Oh my God, it's a three-pointer to win the game. Oh my God, no way. Yeah, it's one of those things. Like, the ball's in the air. It either goes in the net or it don't. Okay. My stop's right here. Okay. Nice, right? So it's going to come all the way down or it's going to break. Which one? I have no idea. Doesn't matter to me. Who cares? So, cares, right? Did you see the game, Peter? Ahmed's taking it north. Good. I certainly wouldn't buy it here. Oh my God. Could you pick a worse price to buy it now, right? So I have a free look at the basket. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't really care. But if it breaks up, I make money. Well, I'm making money now. Pissy little scalp. So I'm in at 21.75. So what is this? Not quite 25. Probably 45 pips. 40, 45. 1,365 pips. Oh, I see. I was misreading it. It's at 122. All right, so it's not a big deal. 25 pips. So this, I'm either going to make 300 or I'm not going to make anything. I'm either going to make 300 pips or I'm going to lose 3 pips. Just another trade. Hope it works out. Okay, what's my alpha here? My alpha, if I get this right, the way I justify my wealth is I told everybody in the entire world, stock market's going to come down the first few weeks of May. Now, when that happens, euro dollar comes down too. You should know that. Why? It doesn't matter why. Now, I also told the entire world that starting around now, the end of the month, I will be buying euro dollar. I will be buying Aussie dollar. I will be buying these things that I've outlined. Now, I missed the Aussie dollar. I was busy doing the euro dollar. I'll catch the next round on Aussie, right? So, but you know that that's the plan, right? So it's happening, and if I get this correct and it jumps 300 pips, you're going to say, well, Wayne, how'd you do that? I'm like, well, I told you 3 or 4 weeks before I did it that I was going to do it. I got out a lot out of use dollar short trades. Took 600 picks profit right at the top of these moves. Then they all fell for 2 or 3 weeks, and now I'm buying them back, like I said. So if it goes up 300 pips, well, that's my alpha. All right, YouTube throwing errors all over the place now. So why don't we call it a day? Please click the like button if you appreciate me showing up today despite having strep throat and a stuffed nose and me being up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I was up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So if you appreciate the effort, show it with a like and maybe even a comment. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. I'll see you in the swing trading group later today.